Check this out. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. You in my hut now. My hut. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. You in my hut now. When you're in my hut, you know what's up. Let your mind be free. Relax your body. Jump, jump. A little higher. Jump, jump until you get tired. House your body. House your body. House your body to the base. House it all over the place. So don't let nobody get your way. Tonight's your night, today's your day. Africa will steer you wrong. Say what? House music all night long. 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 I'll house you. I'll house you. Don't you know that? I'll house you. You in my hut now. Don't you know that? I'll house you. Don't you know? We will. I'll house you. I'll house you. You in my hut now. Check this out. Check this out. Girl, I see you. Do what you do. Go on, girl, and act the fool. There's no need to play it cool. Everybody shake your body. That's the main of the real house. Come on, stick with me. I'll be things the way they should be. Your house until you sweat, but you ain't seen nothing yet. House is cool and you need it. If I feed it, you should eat it. Say, house your body, house your body. Say, house your body, house your body. You know my G will see you wrong. House music all night long. Say what? House music all night long. Say what? House music all night long. House music all night long. I'll house you. Yeah. I'll house you. Do that. I'll house you. Yeah. I'm just saying. Do that. I'll house you. Word. I'll house you. I'll house you. Yeah. You in my hut now. Sweet daddy, break it on down. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The mic get loose. Here we go. Round and round and round and round and round and feel the house music steady pounding. Feel the energy rush up to your face. Feel the vibe, feel the bass. Come on. Come on. Check this out. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. You in my hut. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. You in my hut now. TGIF, thank God it's Friday, as the saying goes. That was the world famous Jungle Brothers. And if you never heard of them before, you heard of them tonight. Welcome back. This is another episode of the T.O.P Cast featuring my very special guest, OG Rick. The last show that we did was such a success that I invited him back for another. Salute to Dave in the building. Appreciate you. You could be anywhere on Friday night. I'm glad that you're taking out some time to be here to kick it with me and OG Rick.
Yeah, salute, Dave.
That song, the artists that performed that intro song are the Jungle Brothers.
Yeah,
they are artists from the middle '80s to the early '90s,
mm-hmm.
and
back in the days, because we didn't have the internet, we did have telephones, and I don't know about you, Rick, but I've handwritten a few letters to some females before. But the whole point of me playing that song, because there's actually several points, is one, I did it in out of respect for you, because one, I know that you like house music. Two, I like house music, and we both from the same era.
Yes.
And the Jungle Brothers are a group that's originally from New York. And if I'm not mistaken, house music originated in Jersey, which is where I'm from. So shout out to the tri-state area.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I also played it because that's how the attitude in that they expressed in that song through their lyrics is the same kind of attitude that we had back in the days when we dealt with women. You know what I'm saying? I walk up to a girl that liked me, and I house you, girl. What's up?
That's
what I'm saying? Nowadays, these dudes is they in the house.
Yeah,
is being a willing slave, or fighting back and forth with women, because they choose the wrong kind of women to be with, like this, the situation we seen recently with Quavo. But there's a little more to that situation than that. But just as an example, that back when we were coming up, and you are 10 years my senior.
Yes,
sir. But like I explained to these guys before, I'm used to interacting with people who are older than me, because I don't like to be the smartest person in the room. And I know that older people have valuable information. They kind of like walking, living, breathing encyclopedias.
You think about it, like even when you look at the old tribes, they always went to the elders in the tribe to learn what they had to learn. So hopefully we can pass on some knowledge to the younger crew.
For sure. I'm definitely interested in tapping into the youth groups or younger guys, because I was fortunate enough, because I had the wherewithal, although I didn't really recognize it or verbalize it as such, but I had the wherewithal to go and be up underneath older people, because I recognized at a very early age that older people had a lot of wisdom that I would benefit from. Now, as a consequence, it kind of ostracized me to my own age group, and even more so the younger people. So now what I would like to do is to take some of the things that I learned from older people, life lessons,
right,
and pass it on to younger people, because I think that it would benefit them. And in turn, they'll be inadvertently doing the exact same thing that I did, which is see the value in what older people have learned over their lifetime.
Right.
What's probably one of the most important things you would say that you learned about females in your half a century on this planet? And just before you answer that question, I just want to shout out Dave in the building, my man Dave.
Right.
I'm gonna call you Dave Links. That's your new moniker now, Dave Links, because Dave hits it off the tee a mile, and I wouldn't bet no money against Dave, because he's probably a sandbagger on the golf course. Shout out to True Savage.
Yes, True Savage.
I believe that young man, that name is apropos. If indeed his workplace is where I think his workplace is, where I kind of heard it, but I have to ask him for sure, because you always want to get it from the source.
Right.
But well-earned name, young man. I wish I could work in the sex store. I swear to God, but I couldn't, because I'll be fucking all the time. Now it's just bullshit. But shout out to you, True Savage, and shout out to the big homie King Terry. I appreciate you guys for coming through.
Yeah,
and
thanks for coming through.
And catching another live with me and OG Rick. Please pardon me for not camming up. I'm 45 years old now. I'll be 50 in 5 years. And I was told by older people that when you reach 50, you reach a whole nother level of I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I rolled out my mama coochie into a pair of baggy jeans and some Air Ones, not giving a fuck already. So you could just imagine how it's going to be in 5 more years. So like Buster said, you got 5 years left.
Yeah.
Anyway, what would you say is probably one of the most important things that you learn about women and dealing with women as a man?
I think you got to approach each one differently. You got to. That's why I love the one-on-one interaction. So that you can get the vibe from them right away. And as you talk to them, you can get more and more out of it. Even though women love to say not every woman's the same, there's some truth to that. They basically run on the same kind of, I guess, template. But each one, I enjoy talking to many women because each one brings you something different. But it also challenges you in seeing how you can click with them or find the chemistry. If there's no chemistry, you keep it moving.
Indeed, I agree with that 100%. 100%. And to elaborate further on the point that you just made, and I've spoken on this previously, is that the terms all women are like that and not all women are like that are both true.
Right. Exactly right.
It's kind of like the ship of Theseus argument. And to elaborate and explain it, all women have the same female nature, or each woman has her own female nature. Now, only one of those can be true. And what I tend to lean towards is that there's one general female nature for all females. They express it differently. And to us, that's what we see as the difference between each individual woman. But at heart, they are essentially running on the same operating program, like you mentioned.
And also they kind of analyze us as we analyze them, and they can tell who they can treat a certain way just by your demeanor, by the way you carry yourself.
I famously said once before on a live, I forget who it was with. I think it might have been with Ice Turner, but I said that a woman could literally look in some guy's face and tell that guy is like a sucker, like not a sucker, like she could take advantage of him, but like she probably could physically bully this dude.
Right.
And I don't think that guys think that women are as perceptive as they are. And that I think that's something that I personally think is very important, because I have a young lady that I see, and I have her on the show from time to time to try to give guys an idea of what women are really like. Now, granted, she's only one woman, and she is generalizing, but like I always tell guys, the experts on women are women. Because women operate kind of like the mafia. Some shit about them, but what there is to know about them is like the bottom of the iceberg up underneath the water. You never get the full picture because women wear so many different masks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Well, think about it, bro. A woman gets approached by God knows how many people, either in DMs or up and close personal, or in just her everyday life, and the constant people coming at them, they get to read, because guys can be similar in a lot of ways, and they can tell right away, like, this guy's a waste of my time, and they'll dispatch with you accordingly, you know. So I think, guys, you got to just carry yourself, be confident, approach everything, and be in a good frame of mind, and you know, take it as it comes, you know. And you know, also, if you're approaching somebody and they're not giving you the vibe, just keep it moving, man. You know, it's not worth trying to, you know, monkey wrench your way into somebody who's not really interested in you.
You know, I'll tell you something else, OG,
Mm-hmm.
and that is, it's just my gut feeling.
Mm.
But I mean, I tend to feel like I come off like an alien to these dudes when I say things to them like, "Well, I don't love women. I just
Right.
don't give that kind of emotions, you know,
Right.
to I don't give women access to that.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, that way I don't put myself in a position to be heartbroken. Not
Mhm.
that I'm afraid to be heartbroken, but you know,
Right.
why I don't even want to give her that kind of power. I don't
Mhm.
think guys understand the power dynamic, you
Right.
know, between men and women and how it's supposed to go.
Mhm.
And it leads to a lot of the problems that I see these guys having. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think the minute that you become a little too much invested too quickly, you can become taken advantage of right away. Like you said earlier, women can read you, they read you quickly, and they can know, this is how I'm going to treat this guy. Whether you're going to be the guy that gets her food, the guy who picks her up, the guy who fixes her faucet, you know, and she may just keep you around just for that utility, not for anything else. I mean, with the promise, almost like the carrot in front of the horse, that you could get some, you know, and that's what keeps certain guys, coming back.
Well, that's women's game.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they use their sex,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and their sexuality and their sensuality, you know, their womanness, their
Mm-hmm.
femininity
Exactly.
as a carrot. And unfortunately, a lot of guys are susceptible to it. You know what I'm saying? And I attribute it more to my personality than anything else. That for me, I like pussy just like everybody else. Just like you know, I love pussy,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I don't. You know, I can live with it or live without. It's like a cookie.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't have to have a cookie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's probably better if I eat this celery anyway.
Maybe
So
that's where the term came from.
you know what I'm saying?
Get some cookie.
But I see a lot of guys over
Mhm.
investing in women
Mhm.
and not in their logic. And a metaphor that I would use is kind of what guys have a tendency of doing is they see a stock, they think that it has some promise. They dump a whole bunch of money and time into it, watching it, looking at it on the computer screen, only for that shit to flop because they didn't do any investigation or research into what they
Mhm.
was investing in. And they do the same thing with women.
Mhm.
But I want to address True Savage's comment here because it's actually very, very interesting. Every woman holds her own Rubik's Cube. We as men learn how to solve their puzzle.
Yeah.
I agree with that. The reason why I find it interesting is because of the Rubik's Cube portion. Because if anybody knows what a Rubik's Cube is, or if you've ever
Just
tried to
us.
solve one, it is challenging.
Right.
And
Right.
it also is a reminder because it's a cube. And if you know anything about geometry, the cubes have 6 faces. So if a woman has a Rubik's Cube, she's got at least 6 faces for you to remove
Oh
before
yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
get to the real bitch.
Yeah. Exactly.
what would you say is the value of being a stand-up man about your word? Because I've said this before, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it, especially being a New Yorker. But we come from an era where your word is your bond.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like for example, I invited you on the show. You said yes,
Mm-hmm.
and here we are.
Exactly.
I don't see why these guys have a problem with that.
Yeah.
It's like this new generation, and you know, this ain't no shade at none of you guys because it's not all your fault. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the environment that you're in, you know, plays a big part into it. But it's like a lot of people, they live in a lie. It's
Mm-hmm.
like everybody's on TV.
Right. Right.
How valuable is it as a man to be about your word? And when you state your word or you make commitments, you know, especially in regards to dealing with women, how
Mm-hmm.
important is that?
This is very important. You know, that's where a man of your word comes from. You can say that and be there. Listen, you hold more friendships and people that stand behind you because you're a man of your word. If you're a stand-up guy and your circle knows that, they'll always be behind you. Always. And I think that's with me and you, we have that same kind of philosophy and chemistry. And we came up similar, you know, where we had our group of guys that we can turn to and say, yo, they got my back, you know, and they knew that with ourselves too, you know, as stand-up guys, they knew it, you know. And I think that's really important. And going forward, like, you know, even though there's young guys that are not familiar with that now, if you follow what we say and or take in what we say, you're going to have that same loyalty going forward. And then you can be proud in the fact that you're a stand-up guy, that you're someone that they can count on. Because I remember coming up when I was in school, and you remember the old days when they would say 3:00, let's meet outside, you know, and you'd be standing there like, okay. And you would tell your boy like, hey, listen, you know, he's got a couple guys, you know, the guys who showed up were the guys that were your real friends. So that's another example of, you know, someone standing to their word and they're there behind your back. And that's, you know, pretty much the people that I vibe with and the people that I can call friends and in my circle, they have that characteristic. And I think that's very important. You should be able to look to any one of your guys and say, yeah, I trust them. This is my crew. You know, we can, you know, whatever I need, they're going to be there for me. So I think that's very, very important.
That's facts. And in regards to women,
I'm sorry. In regards to women, as far as being stand up,
same question. Yeah, same question.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because if the same thing, if you tell a woman, listen, I'm gonna be, if you need help or if you're gonna be there for them, and you do come through, listen, they're gonna know you're a real person. There's not a lot of real people, and if you could find a real person, someone who's true to what they say, you gotta hang on to that, because there's not a lot of people in this world. There's a lot of people that are going to tell you things and they won't show up. They won't be in your corner. Women see that too. They could see it in your character. They could also see it how you treat your friends and how you are among people and how you carry yourself. They see that. Again, women will analyze you just like you analyze them. And, you know, it's just a matter of who can, you know, fit in your circle. Who's valuable enough to be on in your circle.
Yeah, I agree with those sentiments, and I would add to that, and I've said this to guys before. maybe not necessarily in the same way I'm getting ready to say it now, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, honesty.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about anybody other than you, because you being able to be honest with yourself first, being a man about your word
Mm-hmm.
being bond to yourself
Mm-hmm.
first is what's going to increase your integrity. And as a consequence, you just go inadvertently walk around with almost with your nose in the air, but not on some arrogant shit, but like on some righteous shit. Like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a righteous dude.
Right.
You'll feel good about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But in regards to women, like Rick was saying, women don't generally run into guys who are trustworthy, guys who say what they mean and mean what they say. A lot of guys act just like women.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, and I don't mean that in a derogatory manner. I'm just saying that is probably why, in my estimation, that guys have the problems that they do with women.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, call out women, a behavioral trait of women, and say, oh, well, in all likelihood, when a woman says something to you, it's going to be a lie. And then you ate that same behavior because you acted just like her. And then you want her to admire you. She should admire you for something that she ain't capable of doing, according to what guys say. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And furthermore, it's a method of getting a woman to invest in you with the least amount of resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're honest with somebody, they're more willing to give you what the fuck you ask for.
Exactly. There's no need to lie to them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need for it.
You'll never hear me advocate lying to women.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. My ex-girlfriend could tell you. She asked me dead in my face, have you ever cheated on me? I looked her dead in the face and told her yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why would I lie about it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would compromise my own integrity by lying about it.
Right.
Fuck the rest of any other aspect. Just that alone.
Mm.
And I really don't think that guys understand the importance of being honest first with yourself. Because if you could be honest with yourself, being honest with anybody else is no problem. Rick could tell you as a gentleman over 50, and I could tell you as a 45-year-old. Not when you hear folks use the term, he has a I don't give a fuck attitude. What they really saying, I'm gonna translate it for you. That motherfucker is telling the truth, and he don't give a fuck about what you think about it.
Exactly.
That's what that means.
Yeah, and that's the way every guy should carry themselves that way.
Mm-hmm.
You get more positive results from that.
You get more respect.
Exactly.
Exactly. Salute Big Rich. Welcome, Big Rich, in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Big Rich. That is one of my personality traits, is that I can be uncompromising. And I attribute that to, my astrological sign being an Aries. If you know anything about Aries, they're represented by the ram. If you know anything about a ram, if a ram get to put their head down and getting after your ass, a ram could literally kill you. It's like getting hit by a car doing 50 miles an hour.
Exactly. Yeah.
So just like Tauruses and just like Capricorns, all which are horn animals, once they get to getting after you, you might as well get the fuck on up the road.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really appreciate you, Big Rich, for coming in the building.
Big Rich, salute.
Thank for your compliment.
Yeah.
One insults their own intelligence through lying.
Yeah.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. When you're doing it for something very, very petty. Mm-hmm. So the way I look at it is everything in life is necessary, but you have to do things in moderation.
Right.
With the truth, it's the moderation amount is very, very liberal, so it's big, but with lies, it's very, very small because lies are so very powerful and they're very effective and destructive. So the example I always give people is, here's the truth. I lie. You understand? Now,
Yeah.
that's a basic sentence, but it's
Right.
so very powerful. The
Right.
truth is I lie, but I'm very selective about what I
Mhm.
lie about and who I lie to.
Exactly.
I'm getting ready to lie to the police if I'm not trying to go to jail, which I'm not.
Right.
But I'm not finna lie to a woman who I'm sleeping with. For
Mhm.
what? Who is
Mhm.
she? She's not even important enough to me. This is just my mindset. She's
Right.
not important enough to lie to.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when you lie to a woman, what you're doing is you're giving away your power, fellas.
Mhm.
You literally taking a little bit of your nutsack and depositing it in her Chanel bag.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can quote that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly right.
Let me ask you, OG Rick,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure you've dealt with a wide age range of women.
Mhm.
From the youngest to the oldest, what would you say is the most obvious difference dealing with, females from different age ranges?
Mm. Uh, the younger ones are always active, always moving, always wanting the next best thing. It's like keeping them entertained. An older chick is going to be a little more mellow, a little more relaxed. She may be more willing to be flexible, right? Because she's been there, done that. And if she really vibes with you, she's going to do what it is so that you can both have the enjoyment that you're looking forward to. So there is a big difference between the two. You might get your odd young chick that has an old spirit, which is really cool. But the tendency is younger chicks, very active. They want to do a million things. You got to keep them pretty much like not entertained, but they're not going to be. They're going to want to be on the go. Let's put it that way. Older chick could do it too, but again, they're a little more. They've been there, done that. A little more relaxed. They're willing to, if they may want to do something that you want to do only because they know. Listen, it's better to work with this, even though they may not be into it. They'll work with it because they know at the end, because they're digging on you, they're gonna be flexible. They're gonna do it, and I think that's a big difference between the two.
It's that's very interesting because recently, last weekend,
Mm-hmm.
me and my little lady friend, I took her out to the golf course. She had never been, so and when I give her a new experience, try
Right.
something new. And while we were out there, we met a younger couple. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
exactly sure how old the young lady was, but she couldn't have been much older than the young man. I think he was only about 20, something like that, 20, 21.
Okay.
But he had just graduated college. So let's say they're both about 25.
Right.
And what I noticed is that now the young lady who was with me is 10 years younger than me. So she's 35, I'm 45.
Right.
And the young man, let's just say that him and the young lady was the same age.
Mm-hmm.
But this is to the point that you was making about the age difference.
Mm-hmm.
Is as a young female, I recognize that she kind of wasn't there.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Meaning that she wasn't really participating.
Right.
You know,
She's probably thinking of the next thing.
Exactly.
She's like
couldn't we be doing something else?
right. Right.
While in contrast, the young lady I'm with, it's like this motherfucker is happy-go-lucky, like it's like a whole new toy because she never been here.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because you're teaching her something too. You know,
exactly.
He's enjoying that moment in time and taking it in.
Exactly. A tendency that I find is that younger females, because they so like hyperactive, I guess is a word I could just, or more active.
Right.
They have a tendency to not really have enough focus to really be learning shit from a dude, unless that's what they're looking for out of you.
Right.
And that depends on if you present yourself as that kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
But older females are a lot more settled, slowed down,
right?
More tame, so to speak,
right?
And typically a lot more easygoing.
Exactly.
But they also come with their set of challenges because they've been in the game longer, and so they've been exposed to more shit.
Mm-hmm.
They got more experience, and for an unwitting guy, like a 20-year-old messing with one of these cougars, he'll fuck around and she'll invite you over and show you the broom in her closet. Ask you, are you hungry? And then cast a spell on your motherfucking ass.
Yeah. Salute, Tisha. Salute.
How you doing, Tisha? Oh, Tisha, I gotta check out your show. You gotta send me the information so I can check out your show.
Yeah.
Jehovah in the building, the God. Are you the real Jehovah? Could you come up and rap for us, please? I appreciate it. Yeah. I love underground music, unsigned hype.
Yeah.
But dudes, when you're dealing with women, it's a lot of things to take into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of dudes, you look at a female, she look good, you want to take her home and pop her. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of things that you have to consider, especially nowadays with this feminism shit and this Me Too shit. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things to consider when you're dealing with women. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else you would like to contribute? Just off the dome, something.
It's funny because I date, keep myself active, and I remember meeting someone through a friend. They had circulated a picture around when I was hanging out with them, and the woman, just seeing me from the picture, wanted to get to know me, and they kind of set it up so we can meet. And then, I got to talk to her, and we set up.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Time out. I have to stop you for a minute. And I'm stopping you. I respectfully.
Right.
Because what I think I just heard, and I'm gonna put in some of my own terminology, the way my brain just calculated that.
Right.
A woman approached you, although indirectly, she approached you. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, I believe I said this shit to these dudes in 2019.
Right.
And motherfuckers was looking at me like I was an alien then. And I keep saying to guys, that's pretty much the extent of my experience.
Right.
I believe it or not, you'd have to meet me in person. Mm-hmm. You'd have to actually meet some people who know me in person, especially some of the females I've dealt with. But I have to put in very, very little effort. And it's for one key reason. It's the reason why I score 100% of the women that I get, because I have patience and discipline. And I only deal with women who actually fuck with me like that.
Exactly. They have the high interest.
So that I don't have to do a whole lot of work.
Right.
See, it's all about working smart, not working hard.
Exactly.
I'm 45 years old. I don't have time to go out and women.
It goes back to the what I was saying before about having to crowbar your way into someone who's really not interested in you. This chick actually seen me. I had been to a friend's house, hanging out. It was during a party. They took a picture. We took pictures and everything. The girl had seen me through the pictures as they were going through pictures, and then she said, "Hey, that guy's cute. I want to get to know him." She talked to one of my friends' wife, and they kind of set it up. And then once we met, I could tell right away, just when I was talking to her, the vibe I was getting, I just kept pursuing it. And then, it was easy, man, because when a woman shows that much interest in you, she's going to be into what you're saying. And if you carry yourself right and you know what you're saying and you're an interesting person, yeah, of course, you're gonna have no resistance. We went out, went to a local place, had some drinks, and the funny thing was there was a group of guys hanging out next to us, and they were seeing the vibe that we had, just sitting at the bar talking. And then one of the guys from the group, there's always a knucklehead in the group that kind of wants to be cute and say something. And just the fact that I was so laid back, like, dude, you ain't no count for me, right? Just the fact that I was that way, and I always feel that way anyway. He said something, she kind of blew him off because he was trying to be cute. She blew him off and started talking to me. The rest of the guys in his group were goofing on him, like, yo, the guy's on the date. Like, why are you trying to, monkey wrench yourself in there? And it was great because the whole night I was just chilling. We ended up leaving, going to her house, and then the rest was history. And I'll tell you, I've been, between keeping myself busy, dating, and for the most part, guys, I never come off like, hey, you don't have a chance, because some females may want to be in something a little longer than just a date. And I'm myself with them, and I let them know up front. Let's go back to honesty. I'm a free agent. I'm dating. Let's see where it goes. That way there's no issues. And that way she knows you're being honest with her.
I just want to say, for sure, Miss Tisha, I'll be looking for that DM. I would definitely want to check out your show. I give all content a chance. Shout out to True Savage. Youngsters gonna need therapy after messing with that. If you see WandaVision, the cougars be like Agnes. they come to town with the high boots and the witch guard straight from Salem. But
right.
I need to clean it up a little bit, so I have to stop calling women bitches, and now I'm going to start calling them wenches. Come here, you sexy little wench.
Yeah.
This OG tip from me to you, fellas. If you want to know what to talk about interesting to women, learn. You gotta have this attitude that I'm interested, and kind of talk about yourself, but not in a boastful kind of way. You know what I'm saying? When you hear people say, "Oh, he's speaking with passion," that's how you used to be speaking about yourself when you interacting with a woman. Like when I speak to women, I tell them what the fuck I'm into. This is what I like.
Right.
You understand? They could tell from, the way I speak about it that I'm really into what the fuck I'm talking about. And then they get into it. And once you get them tied into it, as the case with the young lady who I went to play golf with last weekend, you fuck around and teach her something she never knew before.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. And they appreciate that, because you're showing them something new.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dave,
go ahead.
Dave, Dave mentioned the vibe. Yeah, the vibe is just another way of saying the energy that you give off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people can feel your energy. You know,
Right.
we've all felt it before.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been around a person who's made the hair stand up on the back of our neck. Somebody who we just intuitively felt, you know, danger emanate
Right.
from this person. Or, you know, how when somebody trying to, you know, make you feel some kind of way about yourself. So we've all experienced these things.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's missing, in my opinion, is honesty.
Right.
That's really what's missing. And you don't have to be honest with me. That's not the requirement. The test, the requirement is to be honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And just with that alone, you know, it'll help you move about in your life more effectively, you know,
Right.
because you'll stop pretending, which is also a common character trait of women. Pretense, pretending, acting,
Right. Right.
you know. It's
Right.
like everybody puts on a show.
And if you're a wise enough man, you should be able to see through that. You could determine how you want to play with that. You know, if they're gonna do pretense, you can play it your way. You know, just read it, keep an eye on it, and know where you can maneuver from there. That's why I love interacting one on one. You know, or approaching what we used to cold approach, just going up to someone and talking to them. And you know, with the opening song, Jungle Brothers and Girl I'll House You. Listen, it brings back a lot of great memories from the club days. I mean, man.
Hey, OG Rick, I'm gonna tell you, I do that shit today. I'll be walking up to chicks doing the motherfucking Harlem Shake with that attitude, like, girl, looking right in her eyes.
Exactly.
Girl,
Exactly.
I tear that ass up and don't even say shit. Just look at her and say that shit.
And the beauty thing about us is that as older men, we've been through the wars. We're very comfortable in our skin. We know how to be comfortable around women. There's never a hesitation. Whatever they come at us with, we know how to come back with.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
a lot of guys scared to be themselves around other people because they overly concerned about what other people think about them. If you don't like me, good. Guess what? I don't give a shit. If you do like me, guess what? Good. I still don't give a shit. So it's really about how I feel about me.
Right.
You know? And as long as I like me, I'm cool with that.
Right. Right.
But my apologies for interrupting you there.
No, bro. Hey, listen, we family, bro. We family. It doesn't matter. Listen, with me and you, we're giving a message, man. Regardless of how fast we put it out there, we're giving a message. You family to me, bro. It's no biggie.
Likewise.
I think Rich says something here. Young men, I know this isn't. Oh wow, cool. He's giving a salute to you, bro.
Yeah. Big Rich is saying, young men, I know this isn't what you're used to hearing, but please listen. T.O.P doesn't have to do this. He is truly trying to help you. This is all truthful. Salute, man. And he's saying that as a 52-year-old man. So you have a 56-year-old man and a 52-year-old man validating what a 45-year-old man
exactly.
I don't know how much more validation you guys need at this point.
Yeah.
Was it something that you wanted to say?
No, I think Tisha has a question here. She's got a question for you if you check it out.
Okay. That's really good because
I think it's the next
women
one.
like learning new things from men. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tisha, that's part of our job as men, because as men, we do shit. Men, we are so concerned and so absorbed with going out and learning shit just for the sake of learning it that we will devise a way to go all the way to the deepest part of the ocean on the planet to get one motherfucking grain of sand to study that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I say that to say that we have all the knowledge. All of those ladies with PhDs should thank men for putting the information in books. But to get back to my original point, that's part of our job as men to teach women.
Right.
But to teach women so that women will become better women. You know what I'm saying? And what I see is I'm not blaming the people themselves, even though they do actually carry out the actions, because like I said earlier, your environment plays a big part in how you behave. But I see a lot of guys mislead women by teaching them bullshit, in my opinion. But you know, that's those folks. I'm just pointing it out because of the statement that I just made about our responsibility, you know, in that aspect towards women. And to get to her question, she says, would you say that most people aren't ready for honesty, even honesty with themselves? What I would say is that as much as people try to avoid honesty, you can't. And you can lie to yourself as much as you like, as often as you like, but deep down, maybe even not so deep down, we all know what's true, and specifically about ourselves. Exactly. But what I think is that a lot of people are embarrassed about things or aspects of themselves, and it forces them to not be honest. And it's not necessarily self-imposed embarrassment. Is an example, women don't like to be thought of as hoes or sluts, even though they like to be treated like hoes and sluts at certain points in time. You understand what I'm saying? And so they find it too embarrassing to be known as that in public. You understand?
Right. Right.
Because women are concerned about their public image. You get the point I'm trying. If you get the point I'm trying to make, but people know the truth about themselves in particular, and not so much about other things, because you know, depending on what a person knows. But I hope that answers your question, Ms. Teacher. Let's see. Jehovah says, my girl said most women don't like to hear the truth. Absolutely not. Just take Derek Jackson, for example, and the large following of women that he has. Because women generally, women are, and men are the same way, but we inverses of each other. We both dual-minded. And I say that to say that women they'll listen to and they can appreciate and respect the truth. They know the truth, because women know right from wrong, but they prefer to lie because it feels better.
Right.
You know, it'll feel better if you robbed the bank and lied about it and got away with it your whole life than it would if you robbed the bank and went admitted that you did it. You understand what I'm saying? That's kind of how that works.
Yeah.
And salute to you, Big Rich. Big Rich is an OG. Hey, man, gotta have you up here, man. Share some of your experiences, especially since you already reached that half a century mark. That these two is the real 50 cent, 50-something cent.
Yeah.
My girl said they love learning things from men. Absolutely, because a lot of people say that women have game. And I'm from the Patrice O'Neal school of philosophy. Not that I adopt his philosophy, but a lot of the things that he say I agree with, because I kind of feel the same way about it. But women don't have game outside of what they know as women, right? Everything else that women know, they learn from men. Literally, because Madam C.H. Blavatsky. Now name 10 more prominent women philosophers. I'm away.
We need that Jeopardy music.
That to say that most of the shit that women know they learn from men. So that to ultimately say that while women have game, they don't have as much as men do. Because if they did, women would run the world, especially with the amount of simps around.
Right.
So, you know.
Right. Yeah, the Simps keep them occupied. It's almost like a cat playing with yarn.
They keep them company when a motherfucker like me is out at the park flying his helicopter and don't even want to talk to the bitch.
Right.
my bad, the winch. Salute Alex Jackson. I'm glad
All
that
right, Alex,
bro. I certainly appreciate it.
Salute.
Let's see. And Big Rich says, OG Rick Torres, do you have a channel?
I'm working on that. I see that in the very near future.
He already got the professional setup. I mean, his shit is more professional than mine, and I'm the host of the show.
Right. Yeah, I've done a lot of panels. I love jumping on. I think it's a positive thing. I like contributing to this sphere. You know, me and Top, we're good friends. There's a lot of other content creators that I really vibe with. I could say they're part of my tribe, and I really like being around. I think it's coming down the pike, Big Rich. I really, there's a couple of things I have to work on, and so I'm definitely keeping that in mind. I've been told by more than one content creator that even Top last show told me, you know, that he's always been pushing me. So I see it coming down the line. But I appreciate the you know, the sentiment. It's something that I really would like to do because I think that there's a lot of information that Top and I definitely can give out to younger guys. What we want to do is try to prepare guys to, you know, face what's coming up. You know, and even in these times, game never changes. Game never stops. Game is going to be, even when you get married, if you're inclined to do that. So I think whatever information Top and I can give you, you know, take it, absorb it, see what works for you, and know that it's coming from someone who's been there and done that.
Yeah, my thing is like I said before, and I'll keep saying it. At this stage of my life, I recognize that as a man, I have a responsibility to other men to impart to them the things that I have learned. You know, things that I think that they can benefit from. You know, be it my, you know, especially if it's direct experience. And I think that other OGs, you know, to follow in those footsteps if they so choose to. Because like you said, the game don't change, and like the cliche goes, is nothing new under the sun. The only thing that changes is the players. You know, the chess table in the park is going to stay there. The only thing that's going to change is the people who come to play. You know, and so I advise guys because I did it myself, and to everything there's pros and cons, but you know, you weigh it for yourself and decide if it's worth it.
Yeah.
But that thing that I'm talking about is gaining some wisdom. And the way you gain wisdom is by learning from other people's experiences. And not having to go through those experiences yourself, particularly if they are damaging or life-threatening. You know, it's not necessary for you to go put your hand on the fire and get burnt, especially if you've seen the result of what it did to me.
Exactly.
You understand?
And you know, bro, some guys still need to get they, you know, you could tell, just like when you tell a kid, you know, and from my experience, you could tell your sons, listen, don't touch the stove, it's hot. And sometimes they want to touch the stove, man, because they really want to know what hot is. And I think, guys, if you can pick up anything from not just us, anybody who's older, who's been experienced, take that in, man. You know, I'm a long time martial artist, um, a big Bruce Lee fanatic. And what I take with me is Bruce Lee took a little of everything and made his own. And I think that should be the philosophy with you learning from many people. Get the thing that works for you from each person so that you can add that to your arsenal, you know, so you can be a well-rounded man. I think that's the most important thing going forward. And I think knowledge is power, and it keeps you from being prey. You want to be the predator, not the prey. So learn as much as you can.
Exactly. And a lot of information you will find from older people because, and I've said this before too, you know, older people, what they have over younger people is straight raw life experience, time in, seniority. And we older people, we don't get to be 45 and 56 and 52 and beyond by being stupid.
Right.
You know, we very, very strategic. Even me, even though, you know, sometimes I come through with the drunken monk style, you know, on my expert level unk shit. Shout out to Trav.
Exactly.
And Affy. You know what I'm saying? For that moniker right there. But I definitely appreciate all you folks for coming through. True Savage, Big Rich, Alex Jackson, Homegirl Tisha from Jersey. You probably from Freehold, New Jersey too, like somebody else I know. Jay Hober, and the big homie Dave down south, King Terry, and Slick Rick. Even you was in the comment section tonight. You just all over the place. That's the real OG shit right there. On every set like A-Wax.
Listen, I want to salute to everybody in the chat. Thank you for popping up and being with us tonight. And understand. Listen, we're just passing things forward. I think it's important, and thank you for coming by. Really, it's been great. I always enjoy doing these things, especially with my man Top. And look forward to the next time.
Oh, for sure. And you know there's going to be a next time. Matter of fact, I already got episode 3 in the works. So
there you go. All right, people. There you go.
This time the topic is going to be AARP and life alert.
How to keep yourself limber.
I know that's right. The geriatric game.
Yeah.
So you take the blue pill.
Right, exactly.
Thank you for correcting me, Miss Tisha NYC. Same thing.
Right. East Coast.
Again, I appreciate everybody for coming through.
Yeah, thank you, Tisha, for coming by.
I see you out there, Cam. Don't worry, it's better late than never.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming through because that's an extra view, counts towards the analytics. Please do check out the replay. When OG Rick come through, there's always some good game.
Awesome.
If you haven't already, please go follow both of my Instagram pages, the Incredible T.O.P and the Top Cast Instagram page. OG Rick is on Instagram. The link for his Instagram is in the video description below, along with all of my social media links. Check out the Top Cast on Anchor or your favorite podcast outlet, or subscribe to the YouTube page. Bring a friend, like, comment, and share the video. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the Cash App. I'm not saying that I'm hurting, but it lets me know that you appreciate what I'm doing for you. And I use the funds that you guys give me, I use to buy shit so that the broadcast is better.
Awesome.
All right. I appreciate all you guys for coming through. OG Rick, stick around because I'm gonna hit these guys with another classic, some other shit. Because I didn't actually told a girl this back in the days.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I could get a flashback, man. Club days. I love it.
Definitely. I'm gonna mute both of us to preserve the audio quality. Enjoy, people. I'll be back on Sunday for the final episode of the Electromagnetic Life. The top chakra, incidentally, the crown chakra, and then I'll also be back Monday for episode 3 of Kings of Comedy with my man Ro and Tone You a Fool. Anyway, thanks for coming. OG Rick, thanks again for coming. We'll kick it in the back chat. And
salute.
Here we go. K Solo, your mom's in my business.
Yeah. Tell your mom's the mind of business. Your mom's in my business. She's in my business. Can't you see, girl? Your mom is trying to end this. Your mom's in our business. Now tell your mom's the mind of business. Before I let go. Your mom's in our business. She's in our business. Can't you see, girl, that your mom's trying to end this? Your mom's in our business. Now tell your mom's the mind of business. Before I let go. When I first met your moms, I gave your mom respect. But now I see she knows me. I see that she suspects I'm some bad guy. I don't know why. You have to tell your mother lies about you and I. Now when you first told me, she said that was a no-no. Cause I my haircut and people call me Solo. Before the time you said you really didn't care. Now you tell me to change my name or even cut my hair. How would you ever go become somebody's wife? And at the age of 22 you let your mother run your life? Me, I'm not the type to tell your moms to get lost, yell out loud to flip and get my point across. See, I think you should tell your moms to leave us two alone and stop reading our love letters and he's dropping on the phone. Cause if you really like me, you let your mommy know she got her mind on business. Before I let go. Your mom's is in our business. She's in our business. Can't you see, girl? Your mom's trying to end this. Your mom's in our business. Now tell your mom's the mind of business. Before I let go. Your mom's in our business. She's in our business. Can't you see, girl, that your mom's trying to end this? Your mom's in our business. Now tell your mom's the mind of business. Before I let go. Remember your sister and her boyfriend Sam C. Your mama's the real reason why your sister lost a man. Home and Sam went together for a real long time. But Sam controlled her body while your mom controlled her mind. Not saying she was hurt when your mom's made them break up. Deep down I can tell though, your sister wanted to make up with Sam because she wanted to become his wife. And now she can't do that because your mother runs her life. Like you, baby, you do the same things too. You always want to do the crazy things your mommy wants you to do. Like when we went to the movie, she had to come along. I went back and forth and back for peanuts and popcorn. She took advantage because I was living fat. I couldn't even watch the movie. She kept me running back for something that she wanted somewhere else in the store. I walked and got it all in all till the message was no more. And when I got back to the car, she took her time to move over. When I sat in the car, my movie was like over. I was mad, hurt. I didn't want to talk. Deep down, I wanted you and your mommy both to walk. I took you home anyway. Like what the heck, cause I was raised to treat people's mothers with respect. But when we got to your home, we wasn't left alone. She waited there in the car with us until I headed home. You called me on the phone saying you were alone, but that's a lie, cause I heard your mom breathing on the phone. And if you really like me, just let your moms know she should mind her business. Before I let go. Your mom's is in our business. She's in our business. Can't you see, girl? Your mom's trying to end this. Your mom's in our business. Now tell your mom's to mind her business. Before I let go. Your mom's in our business. She's in our business. Can't you see, girl? Your mom's is trying to end this. Your mom's in our business. Now tell your mom's to mind her business. Before I let Without a doubt, me, like when I come to your house, she'll ask me crazy questions that start looking in my mouth. Her friends start laughing and I feel just like a jerk. I told them I don't know where my mom and dad work. I really know where they work, but that's between them and me. See, I can't be putting mom and dad's business in the street, cause if I told her my parents both work for the state, right after that she would have asked me how much money do they make. Then she go around the town bragging and boasting, telling the neighborhood what my family's grossing. Your mom, why is she so nosy? She plays me like a game, but I'm the ring around the rosy. I even seen your dad at the family barbecue. He said I don't see nothing wrong with my daughter seeing you, but it's your wife, mister. She don't think that I'm charming. She thinks she's Mr. Whipple and she'll think I squeeze a Charmin. I promise I won't do this to your daughter, Carmen. Cause when I'm with girls, my reputation is not harming. If I'm not on tour, I'm working out at my house. I'll pick your daughter up sometime and even take her out. And every time I try to do this, I see see without a doubt your wife will follow me around like she's a cop on a stakeout. And when I told the man that, I thought that he would help me out till he said I can't tell her nothing. She kicked me out the house. See, I know you girls. 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 Mothers love you and they're concerned, but if you don't solve your own problems, then how can you learn? And guys, if you're in a relationship like this, don't be afraid to tell your girlfriend, tell her mom's to mind her business. But after me and you, girl, I'd rather stay solo, cause your mom can mind her business. I'ma have to let you go. Because your mom is in my business, your mom's in our business, she's in our business. Can't you see, girl? Your mom's trying to end this, your mom's in our business. Now tell your mom's to mind our business. Your mom's in our business, she's in our business. Can't you see, girl? Your mom's just trying to end this, your mom's in our business. Now tell your mom's to mind our business. Before I let go, ow, 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 ow. Before I let go, before I let go. 1990 Solo.